Today, we're going to take a look at the purpose and philosophy behind a spiritual channel called Anchored in the Divine. We'll get into what it's all about, its mission, what you can expect from it, and the ideas that are really at its heart. So let's dive right in. Okay, so to really get what this channel is about, let's start with a feeling I think we can all relate to. Have you ever just felt like you need to hit the pause button? You know, that moment where you just need a second to stop, take a breath, and get away from all the noise for a minute?
And this quote, it just nails it, doesn't it? It perfectly captures that feeling of being caught in a current, just swept along by modern life. And it speaks to that search for something solid, something more stable and real than what the craziness of the outside world can give us.
So that brings us to our first main idea here, this need for stillness. Let's take a look at how this channel sees its own role as a kind of quiet space in our super-fast world.
Right here, we see the purpose laid out pretty clearly. And it's very specific, you know? This isn't about flashy entertainment. It's designed to be a quiet space. And what's that for? Spiritual reflection, a little bit of learning, and that feeling of inner renewal. It's about recharging on a much deeper level.
And this whole idea of creating a quiet space flows right into the name of the channel itself, Anchored in the Divine. You see, it's more than just a cool name. It's really a philosophy, an idea about what it means to be inwardly grounded.
And here it is. This is really the core of it. The whole point of these videos is to be a kind of pause, a moment to turn inward. It's a conscious choice to step away from all the external static and reconnect with what the channel calls what truly sustains the soul. It's all about finding that strength from the inside, not looking for it out there.
So you might be wondering, where do all these ideas come from? Well, that brings us right to our next point, timeless spiritual principles. The channel is really clear that this isn't about some fleeting trend. The content is rooted in some pretty established spiritual wisdom.
And here we can see exactly what that means. The inspiration comes from some specific sources. Paramahansa Yogananda, his direct disciple Swami Kriyananda, and the whole Kriya Yoga tradition they're a part of. Knowing this background is actually super helpful for understanding where these reflections are coming from.
So what kind of teachings are we talking about exactly? Well, here are the big ones. It's all about exploring these really core spiritual ideas, things like devotion, the actual practice of meditation, the importance of self-discipline, and this really key idea of attunement with the divine within, basically connecting with that higher part of yourself.
All right, so we've covered the what and the why, but the how is just as important, right? How is this information presented? This next part is all about the channel's specific approach, which it describes as a path of gentle guidance. I think this chart does a fantastic job of laying it all out. On one side, what you'll find, and on the other, what you won't. So you're going to get gentle guidance, not dogmatic instructions. You'll find sincere inspiration, but it's not pretending to have all the final answers. And this last one is so important. It's meant to be a support for your journey, not a replacement for your own personal study. And building on that, there's a real sense of transparency here. The reflections are shared with humility. It's made very clear that this channel isn't the official voice of any organization. They even mention that AI tools are used to help with the visuals. But it all comes back to that one core intention, to inspire a little bit of inner stillness. Okay, so we've talked about the purpose, the principles behind it, and the gentle approach it takes. Now we get to the final piece of the puzzle, the open invitation. This is all about how you, the viewer, are invited to connect with this space. And when they say open, they really, really mean it. It doesn't matter where you're coming from. Maybe you're brand new to all this, or maybe you're returning to a spiritual path after some time away. Or hey, maybe you're just curious and looking for a few moments of quiet. The message is clear. Everyone is welcome. And I love this part. This is the how-to for engaging. It's not about just passively watching. The invitation is to 1. Listen slowly, 2. Reflect deeply on what you're hearing, and 3, and this is the big one, take only what resonates. That's so empowering, right? It puts you in the driver's seat of your own journey. So, let's wrap this up with the channel's own parting words. It's not some big call to action. It's just a simple, heartfelt wish for anyone who stops by. It's a quiet end to a quiet invitation, and it really leaves you thinking about what it means to find that little bit of peace in your day.